The world we inhabit is not as free, or certain, or safe as you might think. The things that you believe to be unassailably evident are little more than shadows dancing behind a curtain, a masquerade crafted and dutifully upheld by an organization known as the Foundation. The file you are about to hear contains containment procedures, descriptions, testing logs, historical and in some cases first-hand accounts of the anomalous objects the Foundation serves to secure, contain, and protect. Its contents have been thoroughly scrutinized by the Ethics Committee and approved by the O5 Council for release to trusted associates of the Foundation. This is SCP Unredacted. Item number SCP-5695. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-5695 is available for use by any member of personnel upon request. Usage of SCP-5695 is to be recorded in the experiment log for sake of posterity. At least one instance of SCP-5695 is to be kept in existence at all times. Description: SCP-5695 is a figurine formed of milk chocolate, superficially resembling a common goldfish. When SCP-5695 is placed into a body of water, all aquatic organisms in that body of water will become additional instances of SCP-5695, regardless of the size of the area involved. All additional instances of SCP-5695 demonstrate the same anomalous properties. SCP-5695 has been described as extremely pleasing to the palate, exhibiting a smooth texture that nonetheless holds a distinctive structure when pressed against the tongue. Although most chocolate is considered to be an indulgence, popular consensus is that SCP-5695 can be consumed at any time of the day with no ill effects. Analysis of SCP-5695's components has been ineffective in proving or disproving this belief. Discovery: SCP-5695 was discovered in a cabin owned by amateur chef Arnold Grossman after passing hikers complained of a foul smell emanating from the building. Upon investigation by local authorities, the body of Mr. Grossman was discovered, along with SCP-5695 itself. The Foundation became involved with this case after it became apparent that, at some point prior to the body's discovery, all fish in the nearby Lake Gray had become instances of SCP-5695. Experiment Log 5695-1. In order to test the limits of SCP-5695's conversion properties, a series of experiments were undertaken. All tests were undertaken by placing SCP-5695 into a body of water and observing the results. Body of water, small tank. Item: 1 goldfish. Result: the goldfish became an additional instance of SCP-5695. Body of water, small tank. Item: 2 starfish. Result: the starfish became additional instances of SCP-5695. Body of water, large tank. Item: 4 mallard ducks. Results: none. Body of water, large tank. Item: 6 dolphins. Result: the dolphins became additional instances of SCP-5695. Note: this is interesting. A dolphin is a mammal, not a fish, yet SCP-5695 converted it all the same. What kind of criteria does it use? Not that I'm complaining, but how tasty the things are. Dr. Grade. Body of water, large tank. Item: 12 dolphins. Results: none. Note: disappointing. Dr. Grade. Body of water, Lake St. James, Massachusetts. Item: all fish present. Result: all fish were converted into instances of SCP-5695. Note: I would say this proves there's no distance limit on SCP-5695's conversion. Imagine the returns if we hadn't blocked off the river beforehand. Dr. Grade. Addendum 5695-1. Freeze on testing. Last night, our security system detected junior researcher Darnell attempting to smuggle an SCP-5695 instance out of the site. As if that weren't bad enough, under interrogation, he kindly informed me that this is something the SCP-5695 research staff have been doing quite a bit. I hope I don't have to say how appalled I am. All of you expect to be summoned to a formal inquiry within the next few days. None of you are to leave Site-37 until then. Director Fitzpatrick. On 6 December 2019, during a meeting with senior site staff regarding recent containment breaches, Director Fitzpatrick suddenly fell from his seat and began spasming while gasping for breath. Several seconds later, Director Fitzpatrick's entire body was transfigured into a statue of milk chocolate, save for his eyes, which continued to follow personnel around the room. Witnesses described said eyes as delicious. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you like what you hear, follow the link in the description to patreon.com/scpunredacted and help support me by becoming a patron for as little as $3 a month. You can get access to production logs, merchandise, recognition, and even a part in a skip. Regardless of tier, all patrons get early access to every single episode. I don't have the talent it takes to write a skip. All I do is read. Original authors make this podcast possible, so credit to the original author. Their links in the description. Show them some love as well. Consider becoming a member of the SCP Wiki. Upvote their work and maybe write a skip of your own. Maybe I'll read it here someday. You never know if you never try. The content of this podcast and content relating to the SCP Foundation, including the SCP Foundation logo, is licensed under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0, and all concepts originate from scpwiki.com and its authors. This recording, being derived from this content, is hereby also released under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0.